shows out on Collins. I be.
What's up, everybody? On today's episode of 2Nerds1Brain, we have some stories to tell.
As always.
Usual. Yeah. But
As
first,
always.
before we get to that, this video is sponsored by W Energy. We both got the sponsorship now.
Yes, sir.
You can use my discount code for 10% off any purchase. Butters, BUTTERZ, all caps.
And you can use my sponsor code, SLICKZ, all caps, for 10% off as well. So yeah, you were telling me about your dad in the army, right?
You know, my dad had quite a lot of good stories from the military. My favorite is when, you know, he was sent on government assassinations. I probably shouldn't be talking about this stuff. My dad was in Special Missions, which was Black Ops before Black Ops was invented.
We'll just name him John.
And he was in a mixed unit, which also had my uncle in it, who was a Marine at the time. You know, my dad was Army. So they were over in Vietnam, and they were on special missions. They went and did, like, government assassinations. They had, they would have a 50 cal mounted onto a Jeep, and they would use the real long Navy binoculars to zero in on their target. And they said one time they zeroed in and they fired, and the guy got up and moved. And my dad was like, holy shit, he moved. And everybody got scared for a second. And then the dude came back and sat down and his head exploded. Like, it was just perfect timing.
Holy shit.
Is that safe to talk about?
Try to keep him a bit more family friendly.
Family friendly.
His head exploded, but it was in confetti.
It was beautiful.
Because he was just so happy with his army birthday present.
It was like he got smacked with a dildo. Probably shouldn't say that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Just we have to watch with the violence, but I'm guessing that because these are like old army stories, you can say these all you want.
He would have came out at a higher rank, but he was a fuck up. Like, he went up, he had got some bottle rockets, and he went up on top of, I think, the medical detachment. He was on the roof shooting bottle rockets at Headquarter Battalion.
Nice.
And he got chased by the military police, and he ran into this room. And the room he ran into was a bunch of racist guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were, like, playing cards or whatever. And my dad's darker skin complexion. So he ran in there and he just sat down. He was like, I've been here all night. And everybody was looking at him like, what the fuck is he doing in here? So, you know, the MPs, they run in there. They're like, we got you this time, Monroe. We got you this time. He's like, what the fuck did I do? I've been sitting here playing cards all night. So the MPs looked to everybody else there. They were like, he been here all night playing cards? And they looked at him. They're like, hell yeah, he has. Because, you know, in the military, everybody looks out for everybody.
Hell yeah.
But I just thought it was pretty cool because, you know, they were racist. And they still had his back. So I guess being military is a brotherhood. Hopefully one day I'll find out. I am in the process of joining.
When I was in school, I think I was in like 8th grade, there was a dude, I think he was either from the Army or the Marines, but he was there and he was explaining like going into the military and going into the Army and stuff like that, and he probably shouldn't have told us this because we were in like 8th grade, but he was like, you know, being in the Army isn't all like fun and games. Like, you see death. You watch movies and you're like, oh, like, that's scary. That would be like terrifying, but you have no clue what it's actually like until you're in the middle of it. I seriously can't fucking believe that he said this shit to us, but he was like, you will never understand what it's like to have your best friend's leg blown off and you have to drag him back so that he doesn't die. And I remember I was looking around because I was like, there's no way he's supposed to be fucking telling us this. And I looked around and every other kid was like, and it was so fucking funny because, like, I was just watching all these kids just basically be traumatized before even going into the fucking military. And then he switched it up with, like, some lighthearted stuff. He was like, yeah, you know, like, they say that it's a brotherhood, and, like, it really is. Like, once you all put your boots on the ground, as soon as you get to that beach, that's it. Like, you guys are brothers and sisters. You guys would die. You guys would literally die for each other. Which, obviously, you can't get into the Army like with a GED, and that fucking sucked because I was thinking about it, and that was also around the time that I decided that I was going to get mine. And I was like,
you can now.
Damn. You can now?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
the thing is, if you have a GED, When you take the ASVAB, you have to score at least a 50.
Is that hard to do?
I scored a 43 twice. And somehow my stupid ass brother scored like a 60 something.
Yeah, he was telling us some stuff like that, and then when he was leaving, he was like, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories, and we were all like, yeah, thanks, man, we appreciate your service. He walked around to all the tables, and we all shook his hand, which was the first time I ever shook anybody's hand that was, like, a way better fucking person than I am. Like, I mean, that guy is like a fucking saint, you know? Like, he went out and he was like, you know, I'm ready to die for everybody back home kind of thing. And, like, to them, back home is, like, their family and their friends to most people. But, like, when you really think about it, it's for every single person in this country, even people who are, like, murderers and like, they don't even know it yet. But it's like you're fighting for everybody's freedom because everybody deserves to be free. That's why we're America. It's just kind of crazy because, like, when I shook his hand, it's like I almost felt the fucking death on his hand. Like, he had calluses. It definitely seemed like he had, like, broken a couple of bones. Like, when he shook my hand, it's like it's like I shook a dead man's hand almost. And I was like, thank you for your service. And he was like, no, it's no problem. And then he walked away, and I was, like, watching him walk out the door, and I was like, like, I still don't even have words to this day for it. It's something, like, it's so weird, especially as, like, a 13-year-old kid. Like, I don't know shit kind of thing. Like, you feel so, like, small and insignificant almost.
You know, I think it's crazy when a lot of people, like, get into arguments with military personnel and all this other types of shit.
Which I don't understand. I'm sorry, let me interject real quick. Which I don't understand because they're, like, the nicest fucking people on the planet. They're like, you know, like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, yes, sir.
Well,
oh, no,
not
here,
only
thank
are
you.
they nice, but they are trained to kill proficiently.
Yeah, of course. Like, they'll
Like,
never find
like
your body.
you're talking to the Grim Reaper and you're talking shit.
Yeah, really. Like,
So my dad got a couple medals in Vietnam. Even though he tries to keep them, he doesn't like the way that he received them. He got a silver star for sleeping.
are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't
He
know
was-
what a silver star is. So
You get a silver star for valor in action, and he got that for sleeping.
that's weird.
He was sleeping on the curb. He was using the curb as a pillow. He said, I think they were in Saigon. Anyway, it was a city. So he was in there, and he was sleeping, and all of a sudden heavy gunfire started coming in, and the Vietnamese started trying to take over the city. And, like, he got up, but when he got up, the latch on his helmet caught his eyelid. So, so he was sitting there fucking with it, trying to get it off his eyelid. When he finally did, his whole platoon had moved out.
Oh,
So
shit.
he was by himself, and he was like, well, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take as many with me as I can. And there was a flipped over Jeep with an MG on it, and he grabbed up the MG and just started laying down heavy suppressive fire.
Yeah.
And he put down enough fire to where the platoon moved back in and retook the city.
Oh, shit, no way.
And he got a
Oh.
silver star for that.
Yeah, but, like, he didn't really get a silver star for sleeping. It's more like he got a silver star for being like, fuck it, I'm taking you guys with me.
Well,
Like,
the way
that's definitely
the way
a
he looks
valorant
at it
action.
is if he was doing what he was supposed to be doing from the get-go, shit wouldn't have got so deep.
I mean, yeah.
The only reason he picked up the gun, started shooting back, is because he knew he was gonna die, and he was just gonna take as many as he could with him.
I mean,
He
yeah.
was on
That's,
some Rambo type shit.
yeah, I mean, that definitely makes sense. But, I mean, like, that's kind of like, I don't even know what to, like, compare that to. Like, because I'd like to say, like, well, that's the same as blah, 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 blah. But I can't even think of that, you know? But, like, I don't really feel like it's for sleeping. It was for, like, risking your life.
Mm.
It's like, because you could have been like, oh, shit, you know, got into a fucking sewer or a closet or some shit like that. But you were like, no, fuck this. Like, you know, that's big dick energy. That's like, no, fuck this. I'm taking you with me.
He has a couple Purple Hearts.
Mhm.
He's got about 5 Purple Hearts. He got shot 5 times in the military.
Oh, shit.
And one of them he didn't want to accept. And it was given to him, believe it or not, by Lyndon B. Johnson. So Lyndon B. Johnson was giving him his Purple Heart, and my dad didn't want to accept it because of the way he got shot.
Yeah.
He said that, I got shot in the ass. Doesn't that tell you which way I was going? And they said, don't worry about it, son. We need heroes. And he said that he wasn't a hero. He said he saw true heroes over there, but he wasn't one of them. Because when he got that Purple Heart, his whole platoon was running. And he said out of everybody, because he was small, he was the smallest one. He couldn't even bring a parachute down by himself. He had to load up with like all types of ammo all over him to help pull him down. Yeah, I got a funny story about that too.
All right.
So he said like out of everybody there that was fat as fuck, all the bullets just passed them and hit him right in the ass. He said it didn't do nothing but make him run faster. He said he looked back and said, thanks. Oh, man. He's got so many funny-ass stories, man. He got shot in the hand one time, like right in here.
Mm-hmm.
And he said when that happens, never open your fist because you won't be able to get it to close because of the bones and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was a fighting motherfucker. He was just killing people left and right. He was telling me one time when he jumped out of one of the planes,
Yeah.
when he popped the parachute, he'd just keep going up and up and up and up. He couldn't bring him down.
Yeah.
So he'd have to keep side to side with the, whatever the fuck they're called, and it like brings you down like this, like cut in the air, and then his arms would get tired and he'd stop and go straight back up. So, Sergeant Moon, he said it was the craziest motherfucking sergeant he ever had. That man went up in the plane, jumped out the plane without a chute, landed on his chute, rolled off the side, grabbed the shroud line and slid down to him, and just held onto my dad to bring him down. Now, if that's not some superhero shit, I don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah, I
'Cause
was
I'm
gonna
not
be
jumping
like,
out
that's
of a plane
some like
without a
movie
chute.
shit.
Like this man was said, parachute, who needs that? I'm not no bitch. And
Yeah,
just
right.
jumped. Like,
That's some like Transformers, like we need to get Optimus down now type shit.
Yeah.
Like, everybody pile on. That's crazy.
yeah, like he's got so many good stories, man.
Also, this is off topic, but speaking of Transformers, I'm not going to say this in the video because you guys can go off and watch the video on my channel, Aaron. It will be in the description. But I did just make a recent video, a little shameless plug, never hurt anybody. And yeah, you guys can go watch my most recent video up on my channel called Shia LaBeouf is a Menace, because he is. But you guys can learn about that after this video.
Yeah.
Onto our regularly scheduled program.
And not only do we just edit for this channel,
What? You okay? What are you just staring at?
as I was saying,
Yeah, what are you just staring at
not
me
only do we edit for just this channel, but he has his own YouTube channel. I do my gaming, my music, so we're always editing.
for? Yeah.
And, it gets tiring sometimes.
So if the edits on these videos or on my videos get any worse, it's because that's all I do is edit, sleep, eat,
Well, I
record,
mean, if it's
record,
all you
and
do,
edit and edit.
If it's all you do, it should get better and better.
I want to ask you a question for that.
Okay.
When you stand, and you only stand for 5 minutes, that's easy, right? But if you stand for 24 hours straight, do you get better at standing?
Yeah, you actually get stronger. And you build tolerance. You didn't think about that, did you?
Edit that out, Aaron.
He's a fucking dummy. See what I mean? I still love him, though. Pause, no homo.
That's gay.
Pause.
I'm going to edit all this stuff out. Like, I think I'm going to edit from when you stop the story all the way to now. Yeah.
Then I might as well just stop trying to be funny. The fuck are you staring at?
You were telling me once that I think it was like his sergeant or his commander, or I guess whatever you call him, they were saying, hey, when you go down on the parachutes, don't shoot because you'll shoot your feet. And your dad was like, fuck that. And he was like swinging his feet going, yeah, just shooting shit as he was coming down.
Yeah, so they say, like, when you're coming down on a parachute, you don't just come down straight, you come down swinging.
Mm.
So what they would do is bend their knees back and just start shooting down on the
Yeah,
ground because,
just start spraying.
you're an easy target when you're coming down.
Yeah.
So just start shooting at anything.
We learned that from Warzone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
back in his time, they didn't have, like, the rectangular shaped parachutes we have now, so they were harder to control.
You know what's crazy? I was literally just going to ask you, back then, didn't they have the, like, circular parachutes?
Yeah.
I was literally about to ask you that, like, at that exact moment when you just started talking, and I was like, so, and then you just kept going, and then you were like, I don't think they had the blah, blah, blah. Like, I was literally just gonna ask you that.
So there's one time that he was on guard duty, and they had him. I think he was guarding the ammo dump. Yeah, I think it was the ammo dump, and a bunch of drunk GIs started coming back because they had like a break through the fence and they were coming back from town from being drunk as shit. And on guard you have to halt people, and he said halt, and they said fuck you. So he beat the shit out of all of them because on guard duty they don't give you any ammo.
Yeah.
They give you a gun with no ammo.
Oh, so it's like a threatening thing?
Yeah. And he like whooped, I think there was like 5 or 6 of them. He beat the shit out of all of them. And then he thought he was going to get in trouble for it at first.
Right.
But they tried to get him a promotion for it.
Nice. That does make sense because it's like that's you doing your job. Like they could have just been dressed up and just trying to get in. Like, no, like it doesn't matter. You got to fucking stop. It's like, I don't care if you're the fucking CEO. You stop.
There was this time.
You stare at me a lot that I've noticed because like I'll just keep talking sometimes and you'll just like waiting for me to finish, and it's really annoying because I want you to, because the more silent you are after I'm done talking, the more work I have to do.
So there's this other story he tells me a lot. He had snuck into, I believe it was the lieutenant's tent, because he used to take all of his C rations and he would separate everything and put it all together.
I don't know what C rations are.
Combat rations.
Oh, so it's like MREs? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So what he would do, like they would take the cigarettes out and put them here. They'd take the canned fruits out, put them here, and So my dad used to go in there and steal cigarettes from him all the time. And he was in there stealing cigarettes and he heard somebody coming. So he ducked down. There was a tarp and he laid down and threw the tarp over him. And he said somebody came in there, and then when he peeked out from around the tarp, it was this idiot that was in his unit. He just grabbed a cigarette, sat down on the cot, lit it, and was sitting there smoking it. And my dad was like, look at this motherfucker here. So he said he grabbed him by the ankle. He was like, what are you doing? And the dude grabbed his fucking heart and fell back on the cot. And then he came down on him and grabbed him by his throat and started strangling him.
Yeah.
And then my dad, like, he said he was fighting the best he could, and he was just about to pass out, and like, he'd just give up. And right when his hand dropped, he said, God put a Phillips tip screwdriver right there, and he stabbed him as hard as he could in his fucking ribs. And the guy said, oh, fuck, you see what that fucking Monroe did? You see what he did to me? So, the dude ran out. He went to the medical detachment, got patched up and shit. And then next thing, my dad knows, he gets called into the...
Therapist?
Some shit like that in the military. And they were like, so what's going on, Monroe? He was like, just nothing, just a failure to communicate. And they're like, oh, okay, well, don't let it happen again. He was like, okay. He thought he was going to get court-martialed.
Yeah, right.
So,
court-martialed, that's basically when, like, you go to court in the military kind of thing. Like, have you ever seen... I really hate to do this because, like, obviously movies is not, like, real life, but have you ever seen the movie A Few Good Men?
Yeah.
It's easily one of my favorite movies, and it has one of my favorite because that's, like, you can't handle the truth fucking movie.
You can't handle the truth!
Yeah, I love that, like, back and forth between Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. Like, because Tom Cruise was very, like, I don't want to say, like, professional, even though he was, but it's, like, it was very clear that, like, they were on two sides of, like, the same wall. Like, they both knew about the Army, they both knew about the Marines and shit like that, but Jack Nicholson's character had actually seen death, and, like, he knew that no matter what, like, you follow an order, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is, you fucking do it, because even if you're gonna die, you're gonna save 100 or 10, or even if you just save, like, an extra one, like, you fucking do it. And Tom Cruise's character was like, no, like, you have to do things that make sense. And it's like, well, sometimes things don't fucking make sense. You just have to do the shit you're supposed to do. I fucking love that movie. It's easily in my top 5 movies.
I like military movies. My favorite military movie is definitely Enemy at the Gates.
I've never seen it. I don't really watch very many military movies.
Well, it is a great movie to watch. It's basically, you just...
Yeah, there's actually a movie on Netflix that I think you might like. It's called Sniper. It's just called Sniper. I can't remember the dude who was playing in it, but it was really cool because he was a sniper in the Army or the the Army or the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad was a sniper before him, and it's like he's really trying to like live up to the name. And I think he goes to this like farmhouse or what's the like plantation house almost, and he's like, "Yo, you need to get the fuck up." The dude who was there, he was like, "You need to get the fuck up out of here," and he was like, "No, I was born here, I lived here, and I'm gonna die here." And they were like, "We're gonna drag you out if we need to. You're coming with us." And he was like, "All right, bah humbug," kind of shit. You're like, "All right, fine." And they were taking him out, and then this fucking sniper just started laying people on the ground, and they were stuck in this like not like a boxcar, but a shipping container almost. And they were stuck there, and they were like, "Well, we can wait until just before dusk because it's too bright to use night vision, but it's too dark to see with the naked eye," which was like, that's big brain play right there. That's like ascended brain. That's like, holy shit, And they started moving, and then I think somebody caught up to him. It was like some dude, and like they beat the shit out of him or some shit like that. And he was in this like grave that hadn't been filled back up. And then this dude had came, and he was like, "Hey, we gotta like get you back to health." And the sniper dude, I can't remember his name to save my fucking life. It was something like John. So John was like, "No, I'm gonna go find the dude who killed my squad." And he was like, "You can't do that yet because you don't know how to think like a sniper," kind of thing. So obviously John was upset. He was like, "Fine, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna just go to sleep." And he woke up at like 2 in the morning or some shit like that to the dude. I think he was like a trainer. He was the dude that I sent you that video where he was like, "You're gonna piss your pants if you need to, and you're gonna learn to love it." Hell, I love it so much I'm doing it right now. It was that dude. And he pulled up and he was like, "Come on, let's go." And he sat him out in this field, and like, you're gonna love this shit because like you're a sniper. He sat him, and it's called the sniper test. And he hands him a gun, and he's like, "Kill that guy." And obviously John's like, "Why? What's up?" He was like, he has information that is gonna fuck with us. This is like an enemy camp. You need to fucking shoot that guy." And obviously he like hesitates, and he's like, "I can't do this. I need more information." He takes the gun and he opens up the clip, and he's like, "It's not even fucking loaded. Like, this is like the sniper test, and you failed." And obviously John's all fucking butt hurt, like kind of like a child. And he like fucking stands up and fucking temper tantrum away. And the dude comes back, and he's like, "Don't worry, everybody fails the test because like obviously it's human nature for you to like at least want a good reason besides just because I told you so to like kill someone. As a sniper, you have to obey orders without question, especially if you're like a sniper, because you're like, that dude running, kill that guy kind of thing. And it's like, you don't need any other information. Somebody told you to kill him, so you need to fucking do it. And then like later on down the line in the movie, they get like ambushed, like him and some other girl and his trainer. They all get like ambushed, and it's really cool because it's like he learned like a whole like fuck turn through the movie, and he's like chilling, and he's dodging places, pretty much dodging sniper fire from like a really fucking good like top of the line sniper, and he's like dodging shit, and he's running through like trucks and shit, and then he disappears, and like they're talking to each other through a radio that the sniper had hacked.
Did he slide cancel?
Probably. But they're talking to each other through a radio that the sniper had hacked. And one of the dopest moments I've ever seen from a movie is they were talking, and he was kind of like distracting him, and he came up with like a fucking like desert eagle and put it to the back of his head, and he was like, "I found you," or some shit like that. And I was like, that shit was crazy. I was like, this is easily my favorite fucking war movie ever. It was so fucking cool. And they've got 2 more that I haven't even seen. I feel like you might like them a lot.
When I was telling my recruiter that I either wanted to go to special forces or sniper school, he was telling me that the sniper test is different.
I mean, it's also a movie, so it's probably not the actual thing.
They put you in a field for 3 days and give you a target to hit. And he said, like, almost everybody misses because they're out there sleeping. Because you got to stay awake. Like, sniping is crazy, and they literally do, like, if they have to piss, they piss themselves.
Yeah, like,
they have to hit their target.
Yeah, it's so crazy because it's like the dude who was like laying down, like holding the gun, he was like, "What if we have to, Then the trainer's like, Yeah, sometimes you will need to, and you'll piss your pants. Hell. Wait, he was like, yeah, you're gonna have to piss your pants, and you're gonna learn to love it. Hell, I love it so much I'm doing it right now. And like when I busted, I was like, this needs to go to the group chat. It was so fucking funny. And like at the very beginning of the movie when they're going through like the beginning credits, there's this sniper who's sitting there and he's got like an ant biting him. He's not even like flinching his eye. He's just staring. And it's like, that's kind of scary. Like I would never want to go up against a sniper. Like, cause like you think Warzone snipers are bad? Try going up somebody who's literally having like a fucking scorpion poke them in the eye, and they're like, "This motherfucker's about to die," you know? Like it's fucking crazy. It's so like I couldn't go into the army. I couldn't do anything like that at all. Like I'm already a bitch, so it's like somebody's yelling at me, cry.
Well,
Yeah, like not really, but like I definitely feel like they would be yelling at me and like either my temper would get a hold of me or I would just freeze and just not be able to do anything because I don't know how to handle the situation. They're like, why are you looking at me like that, maggot? And I'm just like, it's my face, sir. And they're like, well, your face is fucking ugly, or some fucking shit like that. And like I'll just be sitting there like, I don't know how to respond to this. And like you have to know. I don't know. I want you to shut up.
Apparently the Army doesn't do that anymore. I think the Marines do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But the Army, they got soft, man. The only reason I want to join the Army is because my dad was in the Army. But I heard...
I thought he was Air Force.
No. But,
oh, he was airborne. That's what it was.
Yeah. 101st Airborne. Mm-hmm. But the Army now, they got leave me alone cards.
Are you serious?
So if they're being too hard on you, you hold up your card and you leave me alone.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a pussy, but that's some pussy fucking shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to go in the military, you're there to get hard enough to kill.
Yeah, like
and you feeling some type of way because your drill instructor is hurting your feelings?
Yeah, you're feeling some type of way because your drill instructor is, like, slightly raising his voice because, like, I can't hear you! And you're like, yo, what?
Do you know what
How are you supposed to be able to kill somebody like that?
Do you know what the point of boot camp is?
To toughen you up?
Kinda. It's to break you down and then build you back up.
Yeah, I was reading about... I'm not going to trail on, I promise. But I was reading about that. That boot camp is pretty much to make you feel like you're less than nothing. Like you're less than the dirt that you're walking on. And then... I think in the last month or something like that, that's when they're like, you guys have come a long way, so now you're worthy of calling yourself a Marine or calling yourself an Army man or something like that, or like calling yourself a Navy SEAL or, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. SEALs are tough, man.
Hell yeah, dude. I remember, okay, I swear to God, I'm sorry. My grandpappy, I don't really have a lot of stories because he went AWOL. I think either he went AWOL or he got kicked out. I think that jeez, I hate to fucking say this, but I heard from a little birdie that when the drill instructor was yelling at him, he punched the drill instructor and he was like, "Get out!" Like he was like, "Get out!" That was like he didn't even get through fucking boot camp.
Well, that's crazy because usually back in them days they just beat the shit out you.
Yeah, which I was pretty surprised that didn't happen, but I mean, that's what I heard was that he punched the drill instructor and the drill instructor was like, get the fuck out or some shit like that. But he was telling me that in that little span of I think a week he was there, they were talking about the Navy SEALs because he wanted to go into the Navy. And they were talking about the Navy SEALs would eat Vienna sausages, but because you're in a cave, sometimes you can't go and have it echo. They have to open it underwater. And thinking about it now, I wouldn't mind eating Vienna sausages with a little bit of salt water. Who gives a fuck? Eat it.
It's already salty.
Yeah, it's fine. Just right up under the water, and then they would dunk down and eat them. Jesus, that's gonna suck. They would dunk down and then eat them in the water, and then come up and spit out, obviously salt water, and then just swallow the food. And it's just crazy to think when I was 8, that was a worst nightmare to me. But now I'm shit, I'll do that shit for free. Just give me a gun.
Shit, my Uncle Matt wanted to be a frogman.
I don't know what that is.
So it's a form. It's a. They're kind of like seals, but they're not seals.
Is that
They're,
like leapfrog? Sorry.
Wow.
I'm gonna just
this
edit that
fucking
out.
guy.
I'm gonna
Anyways,
just edit that out.
so frogmen, like, they get you over your fear of drowning. They literally drown you and bring you back.
Oh, that's tough.
And they keep doing it until you're not scared of it anymore.
You know what's crazy? I'm not scared of drowning right now. Like, what are they gonna do to
Until
me?
it's happening.
No, like I'm dead ass. Like
I've drowned.
yeah, no, I've drowned as well. Like I mean, it's bad. I'm not saying that like it's just not bad. Sorry, I'm not saying that it's like not bad. But like after it's happened once, you're like, and then I can probably do that again on like a lazy Sunday.
But they get you over that, and then they can get you like. They train you to hold your breath underwater for a long time.
Yeah, like 10, 15 minutes, I think. Yeah.
And I have no idea how that's done, but that's pretty dope. But I wouldn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to go in the Navy because I don't want to be on the ocean for months and months at a time.
Yeah.
My grandpa was in the Navy, and he went AWOL. Well, he deserted.
Isn't that like the same?
I think so. I don't know. But anyways, he deserted because, get this.
Yeah.
He was scared of water. If you're scared of water, why the fuck would you join the Navy?
Yeah, that's like being scared of heights and going into the Air Force. Actually, that's exactly like that. Because,
Well,
I mean, like 9 times out of 10, when you go into the Air Force, you're getting on a jet. And you're,
well, the Air Force aren't really the ones that fight.
Really?
Yeah, that's the Navy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Navy are the ones that have.
So the
fighter
Navy
jets.
is the one that like flies around in jets and shit like that?
Yeah, Air Force is mostly intelligence.
That's why it's nicknamed the Chair Force by like
Yeah.
ignorant ass people. They're like, "Oh, the Chair
My
Force."
dad, back in his day, they called them the mail carriers.
Yeah, see, but like even then it's like, I mean, intelligence is a really like that's how people win wars is with intelligence. I would just think that maybe something like the Coast Guard maybe would be intelligence, or they would. So like, is the CIA, is that part of the Air Force, or are they like two different things? Like,
No,
is the
that's
CIA
completely
like
different.
national stuff, and then the Air Force is like international stuff? Maybe
This
is the Central Intelligence Agency. So I would think that would be national.
well, the CIA. I think the CIA is above them because they're licensed to kill.
I mean, I guess so is the Air Force.
No,
you're in the
like
military.
if you get caught in crossfire from a CIA agent, there's no like interview, no nothing. They just CIA. They're licensed to kill. Your death is just. They just have
A lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, CIA is crazy, bro.
Mhm.
I've always kind of wanted to go into CIA headquarters.
You know, I was just gonna say that. Like, I really want to like learn Russian, like fluent Russian and like fluent Chinese, and be like, "Yo, I can speak Chinese and Russian like it's English. Hire me," and then I can just be like a fucking spy. Can you
Yeah, I
imagine
can't
that?
see you as a spy.
I
You
can.
fuck up too much.
Yeah, but don't you think that maybe if I spent 10 or 15 years of my life learning Russian, that I would slip up and say like,
If you can walk in the next 10 to 15 years, I'd be surprised.
really in the next 10 to... You know what? I know I'm fat, but I'm not that fucking fat, okay? I am 21. In the next 10 years, I'll be 31. In the next 15 years, I'll be 36.
You had to count that.
I didn't have to count that. I just had to
What?
make sure that I wasn't going to say something dumb like 40.
I wish you did. That would have
That
been
would have been
awesome.
really... That would have been really,
I would've been
really
like,
funny, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I would have zoomed in and everything and been like, this fucking guy. But no, I'm definitely going to be walking in the next, like, 10 to 15 years. I mean, I'm already trying to get my health back. I mean, there's a reason that my muscles are sore today.
Is that why you're
And my
eating
legs
brownies?
are sore. I'm sorry, what?
Is that why you're eating brownies?
I'm allowed to have sweets. I'm allowed to have a little chocolate in my diet. Just ask your wife. That's staying. That is absolutely staying.
You're so retarded, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a good one.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Because like I was sitting here and I was like, should I say it? Is he gonna get mad at me? Is he gonna punch me on the podcast? Are we gonna have to fight? Am I gonna have to throw this fucking lamp at him?
You're retarded. What lamp? So if I came across here with a cross right now and just knocked you into that fucking trash can over there,
You mean my
you're
home?
really gonna get up and go grab that lamp and throw it at me?
You said with a cross. Like, you got your mic in the way. There ain't no fucking way you're just gonna damage your mic over
This
some dumb
motherfucker
shit.
just...
Yeah, and this motherfucker just... It ain't that hard.
It was retarded.
Yeah, whatever.
Shoot you with your own bow.
You know that thing's actually not... I don't know if you guys can... Actually... I don't know if you guys can, like, really see it good, but, like, this thing... Like, it's... Jesus Christ, hold it right. This thing's actually pretty good, but it's not... like as good as I'd like it to be. Like it's a good like
Was that a 10-pound pull?
something like that.
Wow, it's for a child.
Yeah, actually, this bitch was like $30. This is absolutely for a child. But I wanted a bow and arrow, man. And look, it's even got like a little arrow holder and a little thing to put your arrows on. And I don't know what the fuck this is. I haven't been able to get it off yet. I think it's just for sitting it like on sale. Well, not like on sale, but like on display for sale. Like you set this on the... I just haven't been able to get it off yet.
Like
Yeah,
10, 15.
the recurve bow that I had, I bought a forearm guard because I read that like if you pull it like hard enough, it'll just like almost like 10% deglove you.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, actually, let me not say that on YouTube. I don't want to talk about degloving on YouTube.
Let's talk about scalping.
No,
Okay.
can't talk about that. It's violence.
No, it's not.
It's strong violence. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We're
that...
talking about two different scalping.
What do you mean?
You never seen the movie High Spirits?
No.
Oh, man. You're a bitch.
I mean, I guess.
High
You also-
Spirits is a good-ass movie.
I bet it is. So, have you ever had a field day?
No.
Like in school?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had a field trip?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that, or do you want me to talk about it? Like we can, like, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, the thing is, I've never had any, like, talk about worthy field trips. But I did go to MEPS.
All right, you want to talk about that?
Okay. As I said before, I'm in the process of joining the Army. And when you're joining the military, you have to go to MEPS after you take your ASVAB. Now, they take you in there for, physicals and checking everything on you. And when I say everything, I literally mean that shit. It's like embarrassing and all other types of shit.
Did they like finger you and shit like that?
No, God no.
I'm just asking.
So when I got to MEPS,
I'm asking the important questions.
they put all of us in this room, like there was like 20 of us, and had us stripped down to our underwear. And we had to do like duck waddles and stupid shit, make sure you're physically fit.
I mean, yeah, that
And
that makes
then
sense. I can see that.
after that, like they had us go to different stations for different shit. We had to get our blood drawn, we had to get hearing tests, and then, urine tests, and then I had to go see the doctor, which is not fun. They make you strip butt naked, and they make you lay on your side, and they spread your ass cheeks and look into your asshole. Do you know how uncomfortable that is?
No, because I'm not gay.
Yeah, me fucking neither. Jesus. It was just super, like, embarrassing. I was like, Jesus, this is, like, not cool.
Wait, so
And I felt like a innocent schoolgirl sitting up there butt ass naked on the little thing like this. I was like, it was. I don't.
so
I need a neuralizer.
So I was telling you earlier about goatsy. Like, is that what they did to you? Like, did they like goatsy you?
No, they just spread the cheeks apart and looked.
I wonder why. Like, what asshole disease do they think you have?
I don't know. The only thing I can think is maybe they're checking for hemorrhoids or something, because it definitely was
Probably.
not a prostate.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
I would have been fighting that doctor. You're not sticking your finger in my ass without a glove on.
Oh,
Gotta
so if
buy
you had
me
a
a
glove on,
drink
it would have been
first.
all right. That's crazy because you were like, you got to buy me a drink first. And I was like, so it's okay if they have a glove on?
The cool thing about going to MEPS, though, is they got to put you up for the night in a hotel. Classy as fuck. Best bed I've ever slept in my life. Best sleep I've ever had in my life.
What hotel did you go to? Hotel Trivago?
No. The Hilton Garden Inn in Colonial Heights.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, so you went to like $140 a night?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah, because I remember the only other hotel that I've been to other than Motel 6 is I don't know what it's called now, but it used to be called the Quality Inn, and that shit was like $80 a night, and I was like, fuck it, I want to be in a hotel tonight. So I'd just be like, slide my card in, be like, here, take my card, kind of thing.
Well, that place was cool. Like, they gave us food and shit. The beds were comfortable. And when we got there was a game room, so you already know where I was.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm in the game room. And
playing
like,
Warzone.
Yeah, no. See,
No.
they had Call of Duty. They had Black Ops in there. I was like, I will destroy anybody, but nobody wanted to play Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was on Mortal Kombat. I was like, okay. And there was this one dude that never got off the sticks. Like,
That was the dude who was playing as Johnny Cage, right?
No. He was playing as Aaron Black.
Are you serious?
Yes, and nobody could touch him.
No fucking way. That's whack, though, because Aaron Black uses guns, so that's like a mainly ranged dude.
No, this man was putting in combos. I don't know how or
Oh,
where
yeah.
they came from, but he was
Are you
doing
serious?
it. And I was getting pissed. I'm like, bro, get out of here, because you've seen how good I am in Mortal Kombat. It was just horrible.
Like, you couldn't even beat him with Scorpion?
No.
Are you serious?
All my mains, he was wiping the floor with me.
That's really fucking crazy.
He was beating everybody in there, and then everybody was like, you know what, fuck it, go to bed. So we had to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning to catch the bus, and they had the buses line up around the back, and because they didn't just put up people that were going to MEPS, they also had people in there that was going off to boot camp.
Oh, shit, okay.
And like I was listening to some of the people talk, and one dude said he scored like a 68 on the ASVAB, and he got clearance just under top secret for his MOS.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, damn, I feel stupid, man. And all these people talking about all these high-ass scores. I scored a 43 twice. And my recruiter, he was like, that's not even possible. And he's like, matter of fact, I can't even say that because you've done it. And I was like, yeah, thanks for rubbing it in. I feel real smart. But
Nice.
it was really cool. It felt like the movies. Like when you see them all load up on the bus and they're going off to basic training. That's deadass how it felt. And I was just sitting there with a smile on my face like I'm actually doing this. But I was like,
Yeah.
oh, no, I'm going to MEPS.
I mean, it's something. I mean, it's more than I've ever done. Even though I haven't really done much at all.
It's still fun, though. Like, MEPS was crazy. The people in there, like at the counters and shit, they talk to you like you're fucking retarded. But then when somebody else, like in a uniform, walks in, they're friendly and normal. So I already wanted to cuss out like 4 people in that motherfucker. Like, bitch, just because you work behind a desk doesn't mean you need to be mad at me.
Like, I'm not even in boot camp yet. Like,
you're in here pushing paperwork. I'm gonna go out here and kill people. Like, we're not the same. I'm built different.
that's not an admittance. That's just me, like, stating that that's what you think it is. But what I'm actually laughing at is your stupid fucking face. It's your stupid face because you look at me the way that your dad looks at you when he tells you a joke that isn't funny.
I'm laughing at your stupid fucking face.
Yeah, because, like, you look at me.
Oh, now you get to edit out you being mean to me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because like, it's weird because it's like you look at me with the same look that your dad looks at you when he tells you a joke that isn't funny, because you look at me like or some shit like that. It's the exact same like I know for a fact that man is your dad because you look just like him.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Like with certain facial expressions, you look exactly like him. Like especially when you say something that isn't funny. Or when you say something like, yeah, but the bitches. And you do that weird smile thing that only you two fucking do.
What are you talking about?
I don't... Dude, I swear to God, next time you're talking to your dad and he tells you something that's like slightly funny, but that's not really funny at all, look at his fucking face. I promise you. And it's not like an insult either. It's literally just...
Yeah, it is, because he's ugly, and I'm light-skinned and beautiful.
That's debatable. I mean, you're definitely light-skinned, but you're very ugly. I wonder how that's going to sound.
I don't know. Probably like you, like shit.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, big
I
ass
smell
schnozola sniffing the mic. Sound like you just did a line. Cock.
So I do have a question for you. Do you have like a bucket list location?
A location?
Yeah, like a location that you would like to go to that's like on your bucket list. Like before you die, I need to go to X location.
I never really thought about it. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Bora Bora, but that's cost about 10 racks that I don't have.
Okay, like, so I don't really think it's a thing of like money. It's just like a location that's on your bucket list that like, if money wasn't like an issue, like where would you go? I guess Bora Bora at that point then, right?
In Hawaii.
In Hawaii. Yeah, I definitely think, ever since I played Advanced Warfare, that Terrace, that was the map. The one that like we were watching on the video and you were like, yeah, that place is nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Terrace. That's in Greece, and I've always wanted to go to Greece. Like ever since I saw it, and I was like, Greece, that's kind of cool because like, I was like learning about it in school. But then when I saw what it looked like now, it's got that like white concrete, or almost like marble.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit is beautiful. Like that shit is like really crazy looking. I definitely say either Greece or like, see, I don't know, because like I can really only think of Greece because like even though that's not actually on my bucket list, I don't have a location. I'm just thinking, what would I have as a location? I'd probably say Greece. But if it's a place that's like not super expensive, I would definitely like to go to like England actually, because it's like a whole different world there. Like they've got a queen, and they have to like not like worship, but it's like you can't talk shit about the queen or like in jail kind of shit. Like that's like what's that word? Treason. That's like treason. I did actually read somewhere a while ago that like 5,000 people went to jail for like, I guess it was technically like treason maybe, because they were saying the word like faggot and cunt and like the N-word online, and I guess, you know, the British like government was like no bueno. I mean, they probably didn't say no bueno, but you know what I mean. But they were like, that's not cool. We can't have that there. So they, yeah, like 5,000 people were just straight, no trial, go to jail. I think it was no trial. I can't say that.
Bit funny, isn't it?
Yeah, right. You know, just a common Tuesday. But yeah, like I mean, like if it was like a super cheap place, I mean, if I didn't have the threat of constantly dying, I'd really like to go to Australia, because apparently that place is like beautiful. Like Sydney, Australia is like one of the most beautiful cities on the planet. But there's no fucking way I'm going there and I'm in a hotel room and I wake up the next morning and there's a fucking tarantula the size of my bed in my shoe. That's not happening. I'm sorry, the size of my shoe in my bed, I guess, makes more sense.
They also have like 9 out of 10 of the world's most deadliest snakes in Australia.
Yeah, like they have, which is weird because like when you tell somebody from Australia that, they're like, yeah, but you guys have like bears. And it's like, well, we don't really see them very much. And it's like, well, we don't fucking see kangaroos that much. You don't really get to see, like, the amount of times that you see spiders, like normal spiders in America, is the amount of time that we see those big-ass spiders in Australia. Like, it's just like a once-in-a-lifetime, like, oh, shit, how do I deal with this kind of thing? Because it just doesn't happen that much.
I'd be scared to step on it.
Oh, fuck yeah,
I'd be
dude.
afraid it would step on me.
Yeah, facts. Like, that thing is, like, the size of my car. Like, it's definitely pretty scary. You know, honestly, if we're talking like any place in the universe at all, I would definitely say that like if I didn't have a fear of dying, which I don't have a fear of dying, but like if I didn't have like the threat of dying, I would definitely like to be shot out of a spaceship towards Jupiter. Because like Jupiter is pretty much like a big ass gas planet with like a solid core. I think the core is like the size of like the moon. So like can you imagine you're just falling and you just see this shit start to like crowd around you? And like that's it, you're just falling through this like big ass cloud pretty much, and then you hit the ground finally, and you're like, how the fuck am I getting out of this? Like that shit, like people who say like, like, oh, being immortal isn't that bad, you're just floating around in space forever. Like, no, because planets have a really fucking strong gravitational pull, and Jupiter is our biggest fucking planet, and we're close. I think we're closer to Jupiter than we are the sun. So Jupiter just starts, and you just start falling, and that shit just starts, and it's like, dude, that's like, I had a nightmare about that like a month ago, and that's fuck that. Like, that's not happening to me.
Can I be honest with you real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm kind of lost.
What do you mean?
When did we get to space?
Oh, no, I brought that to space because we were talking about like we were talking about bucket list locations.
And your bucket list location is Jupiter.
Yeah, like if I didn't have like a threat of dying, and obviously if it was like plausible, like I would definitely just say fuck it, Jupiter, or even better, because I don't have to worry about dying, the fucking sun. Can you imagine you're just chilling and you're just floating through space, and you get to a point where like the sun isn't, like, it's huge, but the sun isn't getting any bigger, and like you like go to sleep for a little bit, and then you wake up and you're like, oh shit, and you're like, also, what would it even, I'm going off on way big tangents, but like what, like I know that like the surface of the sun is like fire, but like can you stand on the surface of the sun? Or is it like Jupiter, where it's like you're just falling until you hit that like molten core, I guess? Actually, I think
on the
sun's
sun, you
core
would
is...
probably be turned into ash before you even got.
I'm talking about not having the threat of dying. Yeah. Oh my god! And I'm the one who's supposed to be tired.
Like
I'm just curious.
First off, if we're going to talk about planets, I'd rather land on Uranus.
That's really disgusting.
Pause.
It's still gross, but I'm just. It's still gross, but like, actually, I'd probably want to land on Neptune, because isn't Neptune just a straight water planet? I'm sorry. Go lay down.
The ice giant planets Uranus and Neptune are water-rich worlds with
No
deep layers of ice or possibly liquid water beneath their thick atmospheres.
No fucking way I was actually right.
Their interior oceans are more extensive than the oceans on Earth or the ice deposits and or subsurface lakes on Mars.
No way, so I was actually right.
And I like how they put Uranus and thick in the same sentence.
No way, so I was right.
Yeah.
See, like, that's tough because I really fuck with water. Like, obviously, I need that shit to survive. And it's a great chaser if you're counting calories. So, I love how I said that shit with, like, just a straight face. Like, it's a great chaser if you're counting calories. Like, I really fuck with water, so, like, landing on Neptune would be pretty cool because, like, can you imagine doing, like, just a straight, like, water dive from, like, a spaceship, and, like, obviously the gravity's gonna take you, so it's like you're just falling, and like, obviously you can't die because in this fake scenario we're not dying, and you're just diving straight into, are you good?
Yeah.
Because you were like...
I was fighting a yawn.
Oh. You could have yawned. I would have cut that shit out. Whatever. And you're diving, and you're just going into straight water. Like, straight fucking water, SFW. And then NSFW is not straight fucking water. Which is like Earth, I guess, technically. Or maybe something like Mars. Actually, I think they discovered water on Mars, though, didn't they? Like, little puddles. Yeah, so they found, like, lakes on Mars. That's definitely pretty cool.
You remember we was talking about conspiracy theories?
Yeah. Oh, did you ever get to look up any?
No, of course not.
Okay.
But,
right.
I think I might have just found one of my own.
Yeah?
So far, it's known that Earth is the only planet that's held life.
At least in our solar system.
Yeah. But we have all these different planets in our solar system. What if, like, we went from each planet to each planet over, thousands and thousands of years?
I mean, yeah, but, like, do you think that
what
maybe...
if we're the aliens that suck the life and nutrients out of the planet and then move on to the next one?
That would definitely make sense. Actually, one of my favorite theories is actually... Don't laugh. Don't laugh. You need to be an adult with this one. Don't laugh. It's actually called panspermia. I fucking knew it. I was looking at you. I was like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh. Panspermia. And you were like... like a fucking child. It's crazy because I only laughed because you laughed, which makes me look also like a child. But it's called panspermia, and it's pretty much
Wait. What's it called again?
panspermia. What a child!
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you need to take a deep breath?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right. So it's called panspermia.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're literally like SpongeBob and Patrick when they started playing the Goofy Goober song, and they were like, "I'm a Goofy Goober," and you're just sitting there like, "Don't say it, Patrick," you know? Jesus. Anyways, it's called panspermia, and it's kind of like a hybrid theory. Shout out Linkin Park. Damn, I'm sad now. Anyways,
R.I.P. Chester.
yeah, R.I.P. Chester, always. Yeah, it's kind of like a hybrid theory, right? Because my favorite one is actually the hybrid part. It's what if Adam and Eve were actually two humans that were sent from someplace like whatever planet is before Earth. Yeah, my favorite theory is actually the hybrid theory, that Adam and Eve actually came from like Venus or just some other planet, and their pod that hit Earth was actually the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, like the last time, because it's happened multiple times. Like their pod was the one, the fuck did I just say? Asteroid. Jesus. Their pod was the asteroid that hit Earth and then caused all the dinosaurs to die. And then, obviously, because Adam and Eve were, like, the first humans on Earth kind of thing, which, you know, like, for Christianity. I'm sorry, for, like, kid Christianity, not the shit that we were talking about last episode. I shouldn't say kid Christianity, because that's going to make a lot of people angry.
Probably.
But a really cool theory, because it's, like, a mix between Christianity and just, like, the straight scientific. And it's just a really cool theory that I really like a lot. There's a bunch of like little theories that I had too, but you were talking about you had a theory with something, and I just totally interrupted you.
Yeah, I guess that was it.
Oh, okay, fuck it.
But you know, I liked science. I was actually gonna go to school to be a scientist, but I feel like they're fake. I feel like scientists are fake, because a lot of scientists will say that they believe in science, God isn't real, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then when they're trying to prove their theory, they're quick to open up the Bible and say, look at this. Like, if you don't believe that, why do you want everybody else to?
I mean, I think it's more of a like, it's kind of like a physical way of saying, well, according to your logic, ... kind of thing. I mean, like, it does make sense, like, where you're coming from, but I think it's supposed to be something like,
They use it as proof. But if you don't believe in that, how are you going to use it as proof if it's not real?
I also think that maybe not all scientists aren't Christians.
Well, no, it's not all of them. A lot of them, though.
Like, you wouldn't consider yourself, like, a Christian, but, like, you do speak a lot about, like, religion and spirituality, like you did in the last episode a lot. And it's like, you wanted to be a scientist, so it's like, I definitely feel like there's a lot of, I'm hesitant to say this word, but I feel like there's a lot of segregation when it comes to just people in general, especially when it comes to literally anything at all in this country. Like even you were talking about, I think you said this in the last episode, or you were telling me at some point that, like, churches are supposed to bring people together, and it's like, you'll drive down, like, Washington Street in Petersburg, and you see, like, 6 or 7, 8 different churches, and it's like, if church is supposed to bring everybody together, then why are there so many? Like, even if, like, you don't like certain people that go there, it's like, isn't a really big part of, like, religion, and especially Christianity, to be a good person? Like you said in the last episode, like, with your dad meeting the devil, like, just because you're my enemy doesn't mean that you can't sit at my table and eat, because you deserve to eat as well. Which is why I don't, like, I kind of halfway fuck with, and also don't fuck with the quote, like, I want to see you eat, just not at my table. Because it's like, well, like, if me and you had, like, really serious beef, like, you're still a human. You still deserve to eat. Like, even people who are, like, murderers, like, you're still human. You still deserve to eat. It's just not with my kids, not with my wife, and about 100 feet away from my house. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just seems like I kind of fuck with it and kind of don't.
Well, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
We're just turning into a religious podcast. Jesus.
Yeah, seems like
Yeah,
it.
it's like every
But
episode
it's
we
like
just start talking
it
about
has
it.
there's a lot of good points you can find in it.
Right.
So the thing about being a good person. All right, let's go back to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said he was the Prince of Peace. He was the one to come here and, bring peace. Jesus said himself that he came bearing a sword. He came bearing a sword, so he was sent here to enforce God's law. And he was here to fight. And he did a lot of that. They say that the shortest verse in the Bible is, "And Jesus wept." But there's
Right.
one that's equally as short that says, "And Jesus fought."
Mm-hmm.
And apparently kicked a lot of ass.
Actually, that does remind me. I'm sorry. Are you done? I'm sorry.
No, you can go.
Are you sure? Okay. There was this one thing that I saw. It was like ages ago, and there was a lot of people talking about it, especially like Christians who were like, oh, "See, it's real." There's this place. I can't remember where it is, but obviously it's on Earth. And it's this like, it's like this mountain, and it's got this like big ass boat size like indent in it, and they were like, "This is where Noah's Ark was like after the flood was gone." And like I was wondering like if you've ever seen that picture before.
No, I haven't seen that picture, but I did see where they found remains of Noah's Ark. Oh, little fun fact, side note here.
Yeah.
When God destroyed the world in water to, start fresh, when he had Noah build the ark, he promised Noah that he wouldn't destroy the world in water again. And to remind him, because God does forget,
Yeah.
that's what makes him perfect, he put a rainbow in the sky after every rain to remind him not to destroy the world in water.
And that's why we have rainbows.
And also, being into science and being, believing in God.
Yeah.
So science, you just found out how God made it work.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
But, there's some scientific facts that I can't get with.
if I can find it, I'm going to put the picture up probably in front of his ugly face. I'll put it up somewhere, like right up here maybe. But I just showed him the picture of the Noah's Ark buried in Turkish mountains. Turkey, that's where it was. Perfect. The Noah's Ark that was buried in Turkish mountains. It's kind of this like, I mean, you can see it up on screen, so it's fine. Anyways, continue.
So they say that it's, scientifically impossible for water to travel uphill. It's
Right.
scientifically impossible for a bumblebee to fly because its body is too big for its wings to support.
You know what's... I'm sorry, I really hate to cut you off. You know what's crazy? I think it's the Mississippi River, or it's the Missouri River. Or some river in the United States is the only river that flows north.
Genesee.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
It travels 2,500 feet uphill.
Yep. Which is just crazy.
Yeah,
Isn't that good?
definitely. And then, the bumblebee thing.
Yeah,
like,
obviously. That's like...
It's scientifically
Top 10
proven that they
questions.
can't fly, but every day you go outside and they're flying their ass off. I don't even think anybody really knows what came first, if it was the chicken or the egg.
I would definitely say the egg, because I feel like eggs were on Earth before chickens were. Like, you have dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, but they came from a dinosaur.
Yeah, but like you're thinking what came first, the chicken or the egg? Probably the egg. Because if you're just saying an egg or a chicken, an egg came first.
Who sat on that egg and warmed it up until it hatched?
Probably dinosaur mommies.
And there would just happen to be a fucking chicken that popped out of one of them.
I mean, evolution. I mean, things change year to year. Even though I know how you feel about that.
What's the difference? A debate's an argument.
An argument is a heated debate.
No, they're the same.
No, they're different. Like, an argument is a heated debate. Like, a debate is two level-headed people who are just talking facts. An argument is where you scream at each other and you don't listen to the other person and you're constantly screaming opinions.
What's the
That'd be
most
pretty cool.
scientific, profound thing you've ever heard?
Most scientific, profound thing that I've ever heard. That's a really good question.
So scientifically profound means, like, there's no way that it's...
Like hoity-toity?
What the fuck?
That man was like,
What the fuck was that?
Do you not know what hoity-toity means?
You sound like Tweety Bird talking about the cat, Sylvester.
What a name.
I know.
No, hoity-toity is like, like high horse shit.
The most scientifically profound statement I've ever heard,
Okay.
or read,
Yeah.
was right in Genesis. That's the first book in the Bible. Right there on I think it's the first page. It said the world was void and without form. And
That's tough.
And if you think about it, everything has a form. If you like zoom in on air, like so, however far you got to zoom in to see like the atoms and shit, it looks like beads.
Yeah, I know what atoms look like.
No, I mean like the air around us, it looks like beads. And then
yeah,
water,
yeah.
if you zoom in on it, it looks like crystals.
Mm-hmm.
And everything
And like
has a
bone
form.
looks like a honeycomb.
Yeah, so everything has a form, but the world was void and without form.
So the most scientifically profound thing, it would probably be, and that is something that we will find out on the next episode on Monday. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on bell notifications. If you want to, you can go ahead and check out.
Use discount code BUTTERS, and that is all caps BUTTERZ on W Energy for 10% off.
And as always, you can check out my discount code, which is SLICKZ with a Z. That is SLICKZ, all caps on W Energy. You can get a whole 10% off. But anyways, we will see you beautiful, amazing, fantastic people on Monday. Jesus.
See you later.
Bye-bye.